Welcome, friends. How civilized to get together for some guitar music, huh? At the beginning of 2020, was it 2020? Yeah, 2020, Hiroya and I were negotiating him doing a service here and then a concert. And then, of course, we know what happened. And we stayed in contact, and then we were, of course, doing virtual services here at the church. And Hiroya logged on from his Queens apartment, where his wife was keeping the two daughters quiet. And Hiroya played for us. And then what's a month or a couple months later, then we did a virtual concert that we hosted for him. So I was thrilled when he contacted and said he was going to be in Port Townsend for a concert there, and we enjoyed his musical gifts, but also he has a real heart. His heart gifts this morning in our worship service, and I know that you're really going to enjoy Hiroya Tsukamoto, originally from Kyoto, and now living in Queens with his family, and I just feel really grateful that we have him here for a concert tonight, so welcome. Thank you. Announce that there is a donation basket if you want, and Hiroya also has a CD out there and a mailing list if you want to get on a list to stay in touch with him. And online, there's a way for you to make a donation online. That thank you, Joe and Michael, for running the tech tonight. I didn't mean to forget the thank yous. All right, thank you.
State comandero, hey, estés tú campero, stay estés tú candero, hey, estés tú vampiro. Thank you. I'm very happy to be back to Washington State. It's been 4 years since I played it in Washington State. And my name is Hiroya, or you can call me Hiro, it's easier. I grew up in a small town outside of Kyoto, Japan. And as you might know about Kyoto, Kyoto is one of the most how can I say it, a traditional, authentic part of Japan. But somehow I began playing 5-string banjo when I was in middle school. Very unusual. And of course, I was the only kid in town playing banjo around the time. But this is a result. So what I do is a mixture of original music and some stories behind them. So I hope you will have a good time. First piece was one of my compositions entitled From Coast to Coast. And I wrote this next piece in the mountain in Utah several years ago. Me and my wife were driving a Jeep. Actually, I was too scared to drive a Jeep, so my wife was driving. And after we went through lots of up and downs, we finally got to this beautiful natural stone bridge with a huge red rocks. And it was a beautiful place, so we decided to stay there for a while. And I had my guitar in a Jeep, so I picked up the guitar, started playing by the natural bridge. And this little piece came about, and after coming back to the hotel room, I added another part, and I completed this piece on that day in Utah. So I named this piece as the name of the place. And this one is called Gemini Bridge. It's to the bad king. It's to the bad day. It's to the bad. Thank you. Last 2 years, since all the shows got canceled, I try to use that time to create something new, and I wrote a series of new compositions, and I want to share one of them, which I wrote in the end of last year in December. And this is called How Time Like Water Flows. Now I'd like to sing one Japanese folk song. This is from southern part of Japan, Okinawa. You know Okinawa, right? And as you know, Okinawa was a part of the United States territory after the World War II in 1960s. But also Okinawa was an even different country for a long time before Japan. And because of that reason, and it's just a very far from the main island, Japan, Okinawa developed their own very unique culture, including traditional music and dance. And this folk song talks about the woman when Okinawa was a kingdom. And she was a beautiful woman, so she was proposed by a king back then. And people around the time they were living a very difficult times because there was a very strong king and people were oppressed. So whatever king said, they were supposed to say yes. But this lady didn't want to get married with him. So what she did was refusing his proposal. However, she survived. And she became a heroine, and this song came about. And I'm going to be singing this song in Okinawan local dialect, which I don't even understand much. But you can sing along if you want to. 佐渡屋の小山によさゆいアンチュラサリバシよたはりのちんだらかのしゃまよさあ目指ししゅうぬまらんばよさゆい太郎やねずむたよたはりのちんだらかのしゃまよはいやいやささささまた針のさあ佐渡屋の久山にさゆやささアンチュラサリバシよまた針のちんだらかのしゃまよさあ佐渡屋の小山にさゆやささアンチュラサリバシよただはりのちんだ 내라 가노시마요. Did you understand? I hope not. I just remember actually a few weeks ago I played near Detroit, Michigan, and there were eight women from Okinawa at the show. And that was surprising. But at the same time, I couldn't fake it. And they approached me and they fixed my accent. About 15 minutes north from New Haven, Connecticut, there's a town called Hamden. And there are two mountains there. One is a round one. Next is a round mountain. There's a longer one. And these two mountains are connected. And people call it a sleeping giant. Next to sleeping giant, there's a university, Quinnipiac University. One of the professors there, whose name is Luis, Luis is originally from Argentina. He comes to my show whenever I play around New Haven. And 2 winters ago, right before pandemic, I was playing shows in Vermont and New Hampshire. And on my way back home to New York, Luis called me up and he said, if you have time, why don't you stop by? So I stopped by Hamden, and me and Luis did a trail walking through Sleeping Giant, and it was a beautiful experience for me. And about a week later, after I got home, he sent me 5 very thick books about Sleeping Giant. And he wrote a little letter saying that I want you to compose a piece about Sleeping Giant because I'm personally attached to these mountains. But also, this is an important place for the university too. But before composing, you gotta study about this place. But it was very difficult to read. But I tried my best to read those books, and I found out that this place was originally a sacred place of native people living there back then. And their name is Habamak people. So I named this piece as Habamak. listen to the hey, oh, listen to the radio. Hey, listen to the hey, oh, listen to the radio. Hey, listen to the hey, oh, listen to the radio. Hey, listen to the hey, oh, listen to the radio. Hey, listen to the say, oh, listen to the radio. Sarateyanto Heya Halidente Heya Sarateyanto Heya Halidento Heya Sarateyanto Heya Halidente Hey, la di den day. Thank you. Thank you. And next piece is the first piece that I wrote in the pandemic time in April 2020. And I think it started in March, right? I think in the end of March or something. And before that, I was traveling every week, but it suddenly stopped. And I started staying home whole time. And in the beginning, I just didn't know what to do, but I received many messages from different people, kind and encouraging messages, something like, try to write something new. So, and when I played this piece for the first time, when I did a live streaming concert in April 2020, 2 years ago, one person in Washington State actually, she heard this song and she named this piece as No Matter How Far. Thank you. I think I'm gonna do a couple more songs for you. I taught at the music gathering in North Carolina 3 years ago in eastern part of the North Carolina near Asheville, the beautiful place. And this gathering is called a Swannanoa gathering because it was in a small town called Swannanoa. And it's basically a music camp for adults. It's a very nice music community. And for this particular gathering, so many people are coming from all over the United States. I taught 3 classes for the guitar week. And same week, there was another gathering which was called Contemporary Folk Week, which was a little more designed for songwriters and folk singers. And between my classes I was teaching, I had free time, so I ended up taking one of the songwriting classes. And in the class, the vocal teacher assigned students to write a song in class. And she said to us, I'm going to give you guys for 15 minutes. And you can stay here or you can go out, whatever you want. But I want you to write something and come back and I want you to share it. So I went out from the building and I walked through the woods and looking up the sky, and I was hoping that something was coming. But nothing came. And I almost gave up, but in the last minute, this very simple 4 lines melody came about with the Japanese words. And after coming back to the classroom, I shared this little piece. And the same week, there was a morning meditation at 6:30 a.m. And I started going there from the second day on Tuesday. And when I was there, I saw some of my students who were taking my classes. And also, I saw some instructors who were performers. And when I was there, how can I say, people were not so friendly, or people are still like introducing each other. But people started to be more open as day goes by. And the reason, big reason is that this monk who was leading the meditation was sharing about everything about himself, not only good things, but bad things he did in the past too. And the people started to share their life stories. And there were some happy topics, but there were some very heavy and serious topics and problems. And this monk was answering his idea to solve those issues they had. And at the end of the week, we became very good friends. And one thing I noticed there was sometimes we try to be okay, and we are all different individuals, but at the same time, we are basically same human being. We have a brightness, darkness in our part. And while I was meditating, I came up with another part, and I combined these 2 parts together from the week in Swannanoa, North Carolina, and I made this piece. And every time I sing this piece, I think of Washington State, especially Olympic Peninsula, Port Angeles and Port Townsend. And you will hear it. 海の見える街に君は家を建てた悲しい思い出忘れるために の見える街に僕も家を建てた。悲しいあなたのそばにいるために生きてゆくのはつらい。それを言わないだけ。僕もあなたと同じ。また朝が来たね。You built us a house upon the hill. There's an ocean view from every room. All alone, you sit there and gaze, hoping that the memory fades. I also built a house upon the hill. There's a sound of water in the air. All the pain that you have endured washes out beyond the shore. Pain is but a part of every life. But these are the words I cannot bear to say. We are just a drops of water in the sea. Morning tide will bring another day.海の見える街に風が運ぶ歌を知らないあなたは僕を置いてゆく。生きてゆくのはつらい。それを言わないだけ。僕もあなたと同じ。また朝が来たね。僕もあなたと同じ。また朝が来たね。Thank you very much for coming and listening. I'm going to do one more piece for today. And if you like my music, I brought my latest album on the table back there, which is called A Window to the World. And if you still have a CD player, please check them out. And I grew up with albums, records. You know, I still like CD and records because it's a series of compositions. And also, besides CDs, I have a mailing list. If you sign up your emails, I'm going to send you monthly newsletters from different places I go. So you're going to know when I'm coming back to Washington State. Okay, here's another original piece called Going to Durango. And Durango is the name of the town in Colorado. And when I was in middle school, we study, in Japan, we study American geography. And in the class, I loved the class, and I was looking at the American map all the time. And I found this town, Durango. And I kind of liked the sound of the town. And I had never been to the United States at that time, but I was imagining, the scenery and landscape. How would it be in the Durango? So this is kind of my image of a big America. And this is called Going to Durango.
Maiden, 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 maiden.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.